welcome to the Nerd Archive podcast. We just watched the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, the latest one. And to tell you about it, we have Lola, Scotty, Dustin, and Lady Gaga. So,
You're a little bit low.
You're a little bit low.
What were you saying, Lola?
I was saying that what's really upsetting about that trailer is watching him going through the same thing that Mr. Fantastic did. It's just turned into noodles.
Oh yeah.
The spaghettis are back.
I hope
Spaghettis
it
are
doesn't
back.
turn the same way.
SpaghettiOs.
Well, I mean, one of them. I mean, there's a bunch of them on the screen, so yeah.
But the biggest
I
one.
hope,
Yeah. It's always the biggest one.
Noodles.
Ant-Man spaghetti. I'm hungry.
That's my brother.
Yeah, no. We're a month away from this movie.
Excited.
Oh
And
yeah.
This trailer, actually the first trailer, I was like, oh, it's gonna be fun, but I wasn't very excited until I saw this trailer. This trailer gave me goosebumps because I'm looking forward to all this shit now. I can't wait to see who dies because it's certain that someone's gonna die. However,
Oh, yeah.
I saw a screenshot. I don't know if this is a rumor, speculations, that Robert Downey Jr. tweeted. It looks like Ant-Man might need the help of his buddy Iron Man.
Oh god damn.
Is that what they thought, or there was an article that was saying that it was going to be like a AI version of him?
Well, if they're in the Quantumania, or if they're in the quantum realm, and they're going to be probably going in and out in different timelines, because he did talk about
Time.
he said, well, I can give you time.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we already know how Marvel is. It can be deceiving. However, these things have to change for Marvel because I guess a production company got sued over a trailer being misleading, and they lost the case because the person said, I went to see this movie because of the trailer, because I saw something specific on the trailer, and it wasn't in the movie. That's it.
Now,
Some
see,
people.
I
Justin
hate
is raging.
I hate shit like that. It's like, seriously, some
Right.
dumb, frivolous fucking lawsuit, and they won.
Right.
Like,
So-
literally, it boggles the fucking mind. It's like, oh, because this wasn't because this is in the trailer wasn't in the movie. Really? How many times have you seen a trailer where certain things that were in the trailer were not in the movie or weren't in it exactly how you thought they were? Take the Infinity War trailer where you saw
With
Hulk running through and he was nowhere to be found after the beginning of the movie.
Right. Right.
But that's the thing, though.
That was
Were
my
we
next point.
pissed off? But were we pissed off enough to sue Disney and Marvel Studios? No.
No.
The movie was still fucking amazing.
Like, how can you put monetary value on that? Like, I understand maybe getting your ticket back, like how much you pay for your ticket and popcorn and whatever you spent, gas.
I don't even
money
see
and-
that.
Okay, $50.
I took the day off and I got a hotel and I rented a car to watch this movie. Can you imagine somebody doing that? I mean, they probably did.
Jeez.
Right, and I get that, but they sued for a good chunk of change.
That's just
And
ridiculous.
It's stupid. It's stupid. And now, for what I heard, is that now trailers have to be trailers. They have to show what they want to show, and it's okay for the trailer to leave things out, but not to put something in that's not going to be in the movie. Does that make
Right.
sense?
False advertisement.
Right. Which it's what they claimed.
Right.
It does, but at the same time, it doesn't.
No, I understand your point. And I'm with you.
Yeah, me too.
I actually want Marvel to lie to me. Like just lie to me. I don't care
Well,
because
they may very
here's the thing
well.
here's the thing with Marvel. They lie to you, but what they give you in the movie is a lot better.
Pretty much.
Like yes, we didn't see for example, we didn't see Hulk in the Infinity War movie except for like you said at the beginning. But we saw the struggle with Bruce Banner
Yep.
struggling with him and having to use the Hulkbuster because he wasn't Hulk. It's not like they sidelight him. He still joined the fight,
Mhm.
and he was crucial in the fight.
Just not green.
Right.
Pretty much. Well, yeah,
We-
because the whole crisis that he was having after he got his ass beat by Thanos.
Right. And I get that. I'm not gonna sue Disney because I didn't see Hulk. It's fine. I had plenty of other heroes that I saw.
Yeah.
And granted, Hulk, this Hulk is one of my favorite Avengers. But I didn't go to see the movie because I wanted to see Hulk.
Right.
Pretty
And
much.
I know there's people that probably did, but okay, you spend $50 in food and tickets and whatever. Here, you here, here's $50. Disney just take the executives just take it out of their pocket. Here, just shut up.
Give them 100 for
Oh,
extra
jeez.
cash.
Right. But going back to the trailer, I hope they lied to me. That there's things that we're not seeing on there.
Yeah. I was gonna
Although,
say to your Tony Stark comment. Well, we learned that in the quantum realm, every time is relative. It really doesn't move the same way. So what if they pull him out as he's passing by from Endgame? Because he already knows that he's going to be there somewhere.
or if that's a good one, or a kind of portal opens up and he's in the vicinity and he flies to it and gets sucked in,
Yeah,
or he enters and he
and
helps,
that's
and
how he
and
learns about time travel.
let's say he dies also on there. He sacrifices himself because it's a different timeline, so it wouldn't mess up the timeline that we already saw.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah. Well,
and
I
what
mean,
if they introduce Deadpool?
oh, jeez.
They could. They might
I
not,
know,
honestly,
like
but they
maybe
could
an
as
after
a
credit scene.
after. Yeah, there you go.
The
We're on the
number of
same
different
wavelength.
directions they can go in at this point is mind-boggling, considering how little we know at this stage. Deadpool showing up is a possibility. Iron Man showing up is a possibility. As you know, I heard about that tweet, and I'm channeling Clint Barton. Like, don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Right.
I'd love to see him and Chris Evans again, one more time. And there's some hints that they might show up in Secret Wars. And that's like ultimate fan service right there, but who
Right.
knows? And
That's what I was gonna say.
like you were saying, you hope that they lie to you for this trailer for Ant-Man, because at this point, it's the way they played this trailer, it's alluding to Scott or Ant-Man dying in this movie.
Right.
So
I think that this would be, and this is just me with hope. This is just me with hope. I was gonna say a joke and I lost it. Because Hope is in the movie.
Yeah.
Yup.
That's where I was going, and I lost her name. So whatever. The point is, this would be a great movie to introduce the mutants, because
That
now
too.
we're venturing into different universes because
Mhm.
of Loki and the variants and all that. Perfect. And they already introduced kind of the same thing with different universes, with Multiverse of Madness. So, this, I think, would be a great segue to maybe talk a little bit more. Maybe not give us like X-Men, boom, straight out of the bat, but someone showing up and helping. Or because another theory that I saw is that we're gonna see Logan and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in Secret Wars. That's another rumor. And the reason is because there was an interview with Hugh Jackman that they're talking about what made him want to come back. And he said that before started filming or before Logan came out, he had said Logan is the last Wolverine movie for me. I'm done. But then Deadpool 2 came out. He went to see it. He said 10 minutes into the movie, he's like, fuck.
I want back in.
and the words that he used was curses. Australian curses.
He's like, forget about singing.
Yeah. He's like, you know what? The dynamic between these two characters would be amazing. And then he forgot about it. He watched the movie and moved on. He wanted to make sure he retired Wolverine or his Wolverine. And then he was talking with Ryan Reynolds because Ryan Reynolds wanted him to do. He kept pushing.
Oh yeah.
And he said, I don't know, Deadpool 3, maybe others. So that can be either that they're going to bring him in more movies other than Deadpool 3. Maybe as a cameo, maybe as a small part. Kevin Feige knows. I was going to say God knows, but Kevin Feige knows.
He is the
Pretty
God of
much.
Marvel.
Hugh Jackman.
Well, yeah, no, and that's the thing. I would think that if he's going to appear in a full on movie as more than just a cameo, I probably wouldn't be more than one or two throughout the entirety of Phase 5 or 6, because at his age, like, it's getting difficult. You know, it gets difficult for you to maintain that form. So, you know, there's only so long you can do it.
The only reason that he wanted to come back, or that he was okay with coming back, is because Kevin Feige and Ryan Reynolds told him, we're not messing with Logan's timeline. We close him out. That's how it ended. We're going to venture out into previous.
Plus, he gets to punch Ryan Reynolds in the face.
Yes. He said that is the best part of all this.
Yep.
I get to punch Ryan Reynolds in the face every day. And I quote, that's what he said.
Yep. That was the tweet.
Oh, yeah. There's so many rumors going around. Another rumor is, correct me if I butcher his name, MODOK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The theory is that the villain from the first Ant-Man, not Bumblebee, that's Transformers. Whatever his name was, I don't remember his name.
Yellow Jacket?
Yes. Yep. It's the same actor.
So the guy that played Yellow Jacket from the first one is going to be playing MODOK?
He becomes MODOK?
Interesting.
They put a picture side by side, and the picture that we've seen of MODOK,
the expand face,
right? Without the it. I hope that is.
The picture was bad. I hope that the picture was bad.
Yeah. I just hope that it was a unedited scene, but the picture side by side with the guy that plays Yellow Jacket and MODOK looks like the same guy. And the theory is that when he in Ant-Man, the way that he dies is that he his
He
suit
gets
starts
smaller and
malfunctioning,
smaller and smaller.
and
Yeah.
he started getting smaller. But the theory is that he got disfigured and ended up in the quantum realm. So that is that.
That makes sense.
So we'll see.
Well, I mean, it all makes sense considering, and then how he would look as MODOK, from that trailer, because probably would have died, but guess who he ran into?
Right.
So I got a feeling that MODOK has.
He got more time.
Yeah, I got a feeling MODOK has Kang to thank for his life. That too.
Yeah.
He's funny looking.
Yeah, he is.
It kind of reminds
that,
me.
I'm like, ooh.
Have you guys watched Meet the Robinsons when they put the bowler hat on the mind control bowler hat on the T-Rex, and he's like, I have a big head and little arms. That's what he looks like.
That's a great
I haven't
picture.
seen that show.
Yeah,
but
it's a Disney movie. Highly recommend it.
It's a good, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but the picture you paint there is fucking funny as hell.
He's trying to get a kid, but he's stuck in a corner, and he's like keeps trying to go, but his head's in the way. So he's like, a big head and little arms.
Second quote, love it. It was even funnier the second time. There's so many things out there. Something we haven't touched. Let's move on from house to house. Let's move on to DC.
Mm.
The whole firing of Henry Cavill. We still haven't touched on that.
Yeah.
I got one more thing for. Are we going back to Ant-Man? Because I got one.
Oh, let's pause. Let's pause on DC.
Okay.
I
do too, by the way.
There's a theory. Obviously, we're talking about Kang and who's his father, Richard, and I think that they might introduce at least him, who's gonna play him for because the movie's already announced they're coming up in the future. So maybe they show some, if not the like the character being played in that whatever fight they're having, at least something in the past. Maybe he's get something a little bit sentimental and talks about his family.
Reed Richards is his great grandfather.
Right. But they're gonna talk about, because without Richard, there wasn't gonna be some sort of technology or something created for the multiverse stuff. But
so, do you think? Let's touch on that real quick. Let's expand. Let's make our theory and that theory. Do you think that it will be the same Reed Richards that we saw in the Multiverse of Madness? Because
I don't think so.
Because there's Kang is, he said it. He has multiple variants of himself, so that means that they're from different universes. Maybe this one is from the same universe of the Reed Richards that we already saw.
Could be.
And by them bringing him back, it's solidifying the existence of Fantastic Four in the MCU. I know, granted, we saw Spaghetti Reed Richards, but right. So, do you think that it's going to be a different one, or do you think they're just going to expand on the one that we saw?
Just based on interviews that they have done to John Krasinski, I think it's just another. They're going to bring another person,
right? But also,
who knows?
Going back to the deceiving trailers, they also do deceiving interviews.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I was going to go back to what you were saying, right? Because I was going to go back to what you were saying, like Marvel likes to lie to us.
But the other thing too is like in Multiverse of Madness, most of those characters or those heroes that we saw were played by other people in the 616 Earth, and because this Ant-Man is from this Earth, then there might bring other people,
Right. No, that makes sense. Because the the characters that we saw were from 898, I think it was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I doubt that they're gonna go back to that same. They all died.
Right.
Spoiler alert. They all died. So I doubt that they're gonna go back to that. They probably already scratched that off. Like that universe is done. It doesn't have the most powerful heroes that they had or their leaders.
Right. Thanos is
So
not there.
right.
So we're moving.
Thanos, what?
So we're moving on from the fan service universe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what that one was. So
Yeah.
Lola, what else did you have? You had something else.
I had seen, adding to what Justin said about Tony Stark coming back for Secret Wars, I had seen a rumor that Scarlett Johansson was also coming back for that, being that she got, I don't know if she got picked up by Disney again or if she got picked up for something in Marvel again, specifically. But I had heard a rumor that, or seen a rumor that she was going to be in Secret Wars. The other
I
thing
mean,
is,
it's quite possible.
right. It was more so of a question, and now that because this movie feels more like Marvel than the past couple of movies have felt, but also we went through like a grief period. That being said, what period are we entering?
Anger. If we're going with the stages.
Yeah, but I don't think we're
So
like going through
I don't
like
think
the
so
grief
either. You asked a question, I had
stages,
no answer, so I just gave you one.
because that's
So
literally what the last stage was. But it's fine. I
either
was
in the last
curious.
episode or the episode before, I said if I don't know the answer, I make it up on the fly. So
I mean, but I would like a real answer. It was a genuine question.
yeah, but I don't have a genuine answer, so I just gave you
Then
what
you
I
should have
had.
just said, I don't know, instead of just giving
That's
me a
not
shitty
me.
answer.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
but I'm really curious. I'm kidding.
Well, now you moved on from grief to anger, so there you go. So, what was your question again?
Because this film feels more like a Marvel film because it's more action based and it seems like it's more like, when the first stage of the first, like the original Avengers came out.
Right.
But we just finished a grief period or a grief phase. So what would this one be? What's we're
Right.
just rebuilding, or are we saying goodbye to
Right.
the
For those, I
last of
think it's a
the?
rebuilding stage. I think it's
Okay.
they probably want to go back to the basics
Mm-hmm.
because even though we had good movies in Phase 4, it wasn't the best because they tried a different approach for what it
Hmm.
looked like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they might be going back to the basics. What made the first 3 phases what they
So
were.
popular. That's
Right.
fair.
So, and for those that are listening or watching that don't understand what she means by grief period, we had the Spider-Man movies. He was grieving over Iron Man. Then we got um Multiverse of Madness. He and the whole movie was about Scarlet Witch trying to get her kids back. And then we got Black Panther. And also we had um even
Falcon
though we
and the Winter
saw Black
Soldier as well.
Right, we also saw Black Widow die in Endgame, so they made a movie for her. Even though it was an after death, it was still a grieving period for her because we lost her character.
Hmm.
Okay.
So that is what she means about grieving period. I think that now, plus even Far From Home, we lost Anne May,
Yeah. Well, that's
and I
also
mean
why I'm
we because
mentioning
we all felt that.
Yeah, that's why I'm also mentioning the shows, because in Hawkeye is still dealing with the loss of Natasha. Falcon
Right.
and the Winter Soldier, they're still grieving over Steve. What's the other one? Loki, he's starting to grieve over Thor and all of his family dying in a alternate timeline, but still grieving over it. So
And Love
it's a
and
grief.
Thunder, she was
Or
dying, or she's
Yeah,
or is
dying.
right.
grieving too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of death and a lot of like feeling those deaths in this
I don't
past
think they're gonna
phase.
stop with the death.
I don't
We're
think so
entering a
either, but I
period.
don't think it's going to be focused solely on the feelings of loss.
No, I get that, and I want to. Maybe this is a better answer than what I gave you. We're probably gonna enter a deleting period, and what I mean by that is we have seen new characters enter the MCU, and the old characters, they're all dying.
Right.
So I think that they're going to continue that until we have the new Avengers,
Like a clean
That's
slate.
fair.
a
Yeah,
clean
they're
slate with
passing on the
new
mantle,
characters.
kind of.
Right, pretty much. So if, let's say, for some reason Ant-Man dies, we're going to get the mantle is going to go to his daughter, which she is one of the members of the new Avengers. And then we saw Kate Bishop. She was training, she moved in with them and all that. So she takes the mantle of Hawkeye, or her whatever, her own character, but she still takes on that mantle.
She's still called
And
Hawkeye, from my
right.
understanding.
So right. The main comic book is she is called Hawkeye, but then there's other variants of that. So then Morgan Stark,
Right.
and we have new T'Challa. So we're entering a new Avengers period. However, we're gonna get Fantastic Four, which are new characters, new to the MCU. And we're
Ish.
gonna get right. Then we're gonna get the X-Men, and we're gonna get all these movies are gonna lead up to Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty.
Mm.
And with the name of one of the Avengers movie, which is Kang Dynasty, we can safely assume that Kang is going to win in this movie, or
Of course.
or it's going to be a different variant. So that's the two possibilities. Either Ken dies in this one, and he wasn't really the true villain. There was another Kang pulling the strings, a more powerful one, because we already saw the mad Kang in Loki. He was losing it, and he knew that his time was going to end. There's something that I want to touch on that after this. Also, in Secret Wars, I still believe that theory that we're going to be traveling between universes. Like, there's going to be, I really, really hope and want that scene where people are theorizing about having these portals open and all these superheroes pour in.
Yeah.
And it's because I keep hearing that Secret Wars is going to be bigger than Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
And just that thought alone, it's insane. Go for it, Justin.
Well, I mean, it would have to be bigger than Endgame because, you've got, but they have to do it right. Because you have, Endgame was pretty much their biggest movie, not just of Phase 3, but of the Infinity Saga, period.
Right.
So you've got big shoes to fill. And so you want to make it bigger than that. But you don't want to make it too much like that because then, you got too many people drawing those comparisons. It's like, this is too familiar to this, or too similar to that. And it's just like, you definitely want to set it apart.
Right. But I
They're
think
gonna be
that
stars instead of circles.
Hey! Yeah, you could.
There you go.
You have a lady
There
that
you
does
go.
that now.
Right?
Yep.
right. So, which we all know that she's coming back because why introduce her
hmm
with such a a power of what we're all expecting and not bring her back? So I think that she's gonna have a key role in,
Yeah.
if not the upcoming movies, but maybe in the Avengers movies.
Yep.
So, and I think that if I read these correctly, they're gonna be the Avengers is gonna be sequels to each other. So I think that because I don't think there's a movie in between the Avengers movies.
No, there isn't. When
So
they
Kang
revealed
Dynasty and
those,
Secret Wars.
they were back to back right at the end of Phase 6.
Right. Okay. So I'm excited for Phase 5. I want to know what's coming. I mean, we got 3 amazing faces and then a okay. But I think that knowing what we know about Kevin Feige, he's not going to let that roll.
No, of course not.
So I think that he literally probably told Disney, okay, we need to step this up. So let's do it. That's probably why they said we need to bring Hugh Jackman back. We not only need to make great movies, but we also have to probably stay close to the comic books. So, which
Yeah,
it's what they've been doing with the shows.
yeah, the characters in this movie too, they look pretty like Kang itself. I think that he looks
Very
like he
similar,
looks like the comics. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So that I very excited for what's to come.
Hey nerds, this is Scott from the No New Friends podcast, the podcast for adults who like to laugh at adulting. We are streaming every Sunday night, 7 p.m. at all major podcasting platforms. You can also check us out, nonewfriendspodcast.com. We also have a Twitch, NNF podcast. Check us out, follow us there. We do gaming, we live stream episodes, we do all sorts of fun stuff. So check us out, nonewfriendspodcast.com.
What I wanted to touch on when Kang knows that things have changed and he's gonna die and he can't see the future anymore. Someone put the Loki series, that episode with the last episode of WandaVision, and the moment she turns into a Scarlet Witch, that it's the moment that he says, "Oh, I can't see the future anymore."
Yeah. Literally at the exact
It's
same
literally
time.
side by side.
Yeah.
She turns, he says that.
Yeah.
So it's like, what role is she going to be playing? Because why put those so similar in time or like to perfection if it's not going to play a role in it?
I mean, considering she's still got several more appearances until her contract's up,
right.
Yeah, no, there's no way she's not going to play a more pivotal role.
And I hear that there's going to be another Doctor Strange movie, and it's going to be them teaming up.
I thought it was the Clea, from like the post credit scene.
Well, I heard that is when he goes, how he travels through that portal and whatever. The theory is that the Scarlet Witch comes back, but she's going to be teaming up with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, she was changing herself at the end and sacrificed herself, but then something happened, and we know she will.
Really quick on Doctor Strange. They make it a point in the first Doctor Strange movie to say that he has a picture or what's it called?
Photographic memory.
Right. If he read the Dark Book, yeah, he has a copy in his brain. So even though it was destroyed, it's still in his brain. So that is going to also probably play a big part in the next upcoming movies. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully they do a better CGI with the eye. That
Yeah.
was terrible.
Is it possible that he knows more about Scarlet Witch than the Scarlet Witch? Because Agatha Christie, not Agatha Christie, Agatha, whatever her last name is in the show, she
Agatha.
says,
Agatha
she
Harkness.
says that, thank you, that there's a whole chapter dedicated to the Scarlet Witch in the Darkhold and how she came to be and why she is like, chaos and all that stuff.
Right.
So is it possible that he knows more about her than she knows about herself? Because she had the Darkhold for a little bit, but she was also focused on finding a universe where her kids needed her. So she wasn't
Right.
really focusing on herself.
Right. So we still haven't seen her at full power.
Right.
Not even close.
No.
Right.
So yes, we're gonna see more.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And well, like you were saying, and like in the comics, and if they go that direction with it, she winds up at some point like creating her own, like her kids, like physical manifestations. So
Well, we have Mephisto coming.
that too.
So, and he's the one that creates her kids to manipulate her.
Yeah, didn't we talk about Madison with two N's and a Y, but you don't know where? Or
Right.
something like that?
Yep.
That she went to that dimension, possibly?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
or that it was possibly her, and that's why she was always hanging out with Wongers.
Yes. So that yes. Also, if they're gonna bring Mephisto, which opens up the Hell realm, we might see Ghost Rider soon.
Oh, very excited about Ghost Rider.
Yes.
I don't know about maybe introducing him in Daredevil, because here's my thought on Daredevil. We're getting a full length series, which we haven't gotten from Disney at all. Not even the Star Wars series. They have a lot to introduce if they're going with that.
Yep.
I think that they don't want to rush anything.
Mhm.
And I think that this is going to be the show to introduce a lot of new characters.
No doubt.
And rumors, but I hear that Tom Holland might run into him in the
Ghost
show.
Rider or
So,
Daredevil?
Daredevil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of disappointed if it didn't happen, considering he
Right.
did appear in No Way Home. So
Right. So, with that being said, we're going to go on a quick break. And when we come back, we will talk about the disappointing news of Henry Cavill. We'll be right back.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
All right, guys, welcome back. Before the break, we said that we're going to talk about DC and the clusterfuck that we thought it was, and now it has everyone hoping we stay with what we had. So, first off, Henry Cavill. I know this is old news, but it still lingers. He quits
still
The Witcher.
stings.
Yeah, he quits The Witcher to focus on Superman. He tells everybody he's going to be Superman. He's in Black Adam as Superman. and unemployment hit him real hard. What I mean by that is, if you're living under a rock, he had a I don't know, a meeting with James Gunn and came out unemployed. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he disagreed with something, because it sounded like it was solidified after Black Adam. And what, a month later, we were all super excited that he was coming back, and all of a sudden we wanted to burn Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, the executives didn't really want him back at that point anyway. Like, Dwayne Johnson fought like hell to get him back, and he pissed some people off to get him back as Superman. And, you know, kind of the general consensus was it was a bit overhyped, and so Black Adam like really underperformed. Honestly,
Right.
I think it might have performed a bit better if he hadn't have spoiled the post credit scene. But you know, we'll never know.
He thought by spoiling, people wanted to go see how it played out. I think that's what it was. So, talking about Dwayne Johnson. I know it sounds stupid, but he was all for it. New things are coming. The new the how do you call it? The I'm drawing a blank now. That the hierarchy of power have shifted.
Yeah.
The news broke out about Henry Cavill not coming back, and he immediately unfollowed Warner Brothers and the DC Twitters. He's like, "Fuck you." He was pissed. I think that they were more pissed at him than he was pissed at them. But it is what it is. Let's see what happens. I mean, there's still rumors out there that he still might come back. Henry Cavill.
Yeah, it's a possibility, because in their conversation, nobody knows like the exact details, but there was a conversation had after he said that he was out as Superman, that they might they might work together in the future. But as it stands now, James Gunn is wanting to go in a different direction with Superman and some of the other characters. They want to go for like a younger, earlier age Superman. Obviously not an origin story. We know that much. It's not going to be an origin story like we had with Man of Steel and some of the earlier Superman movies. And which is a good thing, because we've touched on that before. It's like, we don't need another origin story. But
yeah, we don't.
What they're talking about is this is going to be like early days Superman, where he's a lot younger, and so they could progress from that. He could come back later on in whatever iteration, maybe. And I think somebody was saying like an Elseworld style version of him.
Right.
So, you know, who's to say?
I think it'd be cool. Well, going to with what you're saying, it makes sense because they introduced a younger Batman,
Mhm.
and in his early years, more detective than vigilante.
Right.
So it would make sense for them to go a younger Superman. So when we were talking about in past or previous episode about an older Superman, that would be cool to see. It would take forever, such as Kingdom Come Superman.
Right.
They can introduce a new Superman, a younger one, and then bring Kingdom Come Superman, Henry Cavill, because we already saw him kind of not being him in Justice League.
Yep.
More like a darker version. He had it out for Steppenwolf. I don't know if y'all noticed, but in Justice League, the Snyderverse version, or the Snyder Cut, he was going ham on Steppenwolf, like to the point where he is hitting him, he's punching him, hitting him with his eye beams, and the portal opens. Obviously, he has super hearing. He heard that portal open, and he's still hitting him. He had it out. So we kind of see that they could bring that back, that kind of style of darker Superman. So it'd be fun. Maybe that's a theory. Maybe that's why they are not bringing him Superman back, because they're bringing him as an older Superman later.
It's a definite possibility. We can't really discount that. So,
and staying on Henry Cavill, there was an interview where he said, "I don't like mine. I like it shaken, not stirred."
That's
James
been
Bond.
Yeah, that's been a thing for a while. Like, but him and there's one other guy whose name I can't remember. He was also in talks with the studios behind James Bond, and so who knows?
I think it's time for a new James Bond.
Can you imagine that they announce that Henry Cavill will get it, and then they just decide not to get him because they want a younger version of him to play James Bond?
Yeah, but see, they already did the early
be
days of
fucked
007 with Daniel Craig, so they can't really go back that way again.
A teenager. That's funny. No, that's hilarious though. That's funny. All right, so just like DC's life or shelf life, this is over. Let's talk about Marvel again.
Great
Yadi,
segue.
you had something else that you wanted to add and let everyone think about.
DC is like strawberry. DC is like strawberries; they don't last long.
Nope.
So you know how in Endgame, like he was trapped in the quantum realm for however long, or
5
just
years.
between, yeah. So, and he only spent 5 minutes inside. What's gonna do now? Like, they're spending more time in there and just 5 minutes. So are they gonna time jump? 5 hours, yeah. Are they gonna time jump?
Yeah, they might. It might be one of those things that are like they're in there for hours and fighting, and then they come out and it's like Secret Wars is happening.
Never know.
God damn.
That's really
That's an
good.
interesting one.
That's really good.
Yeah, very.
Where they're gonna be at?
Thank you for that segue. That was great. That's great.
It makes a lot of
man.
sense considering how the quantum realm works.
So, those who are listening, leave it in the comments. That's going to be the question for this episode. How long do you think they're going to be in there, and how long is going to be the time jump? And when they come out, what events are going to be happening? Is it going to be Kang Dynasty, or is it going to be Secret Wars? Because Kang Dynasty might be, man, now you got me thinking. You see?
Yeah.
That might be why it's called Kang Dynasty, because when they come out, everyone has to team up to fight them.
We'll
I'm very
see.
proud of you for using your brain cells today.
I know. Are you telling
He's got
me,
the
or
brain
Yadi?
cell.
Because
I'm telling you. Yadi usually has the brain cell.
Oh yeah.
yeah, let's not talk about the fact that I had to. This is for everyone that probably won't see it because I'm going to edit it out. I had to pause for 5 minutes to try to find something, and before I found it, it came back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
brain
snatched
cell.
it midair.
Yeah, I did.
I'm talking about the brain cell.
It's like it was trying. Yeah, I know.
Mm.
It was trying to escape, and I'm like, nope, bitch, come back.
You saw it pass right in front of you, like, I need you.
I gotta be careful not to squeeze it too hard. That was the last one we had.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yes.
It's a final
All right, so
brain cell.
Yeah.
perfect. All right, guys. Do you guys have anything else?
Maybe Kang is not the real villain of this movie.
That's what I was saying
Dun-dun-dun.
earlier. Yeah.
Could be.
Did Kang created the 10 rings? I don't know.
And
He
the
probably-
bangle
He
from
probably
Miss
harnessed
Marvel?
it. He probably harnessed the power from the quantum realm into the 10 rings, and somehow it ended up on Earth.
Well,
And Miss Marvel's bracelet.
Right.
what was it? Was it Wong or one of them
That's the
was
Wong one.
saying? Shut up. Wong was saying, if I'm not mistaken, that they were transmitting to somewhere once Shang-Chi got the 10 rings.
Oh yeah, they were transmitting a
They were
signal,
transmitting
They didn't
transmitting
know.
signals to somewhere.
and they're like they're way older than they thought.
Right.
Mm.
Because
And
the time
that-
goes different in the quantum realm.
It does. But also, in the first trailer for Quantumania, the rings around Kong's, I suppose, place kind of look like the 10 rings.
Right.
But they're
They have the same
huge, but
structures.
also it's a small place. So if you brought them out of the quantum realm, they might just be for your wrist. I don't know.
Or an actual ring.
Or they
How it's
were
in the
supposed to
comic
be in the comic books that they're supposed to be actual rings. Yeah.
Hence the name 10 rings.
I find it funny that there's like a very sassy Asian guy just wearing 10 rings. 5
They had
bangles
to-
on each side, just like every because have you have you ever seen Hispanic women wearing bangles? They're just just announcing
Yes.
his entrance everywhere.
It probably looks
Yes.
better to do this, with your fist than do this. Magic hands or jazz hands or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Who's like jazz
This
hands?
is
I'm gonna kill
magic
you now.
hands. This is magic hands. It's sad that I know this. Okay. All right, guys. If you don't have anything else, I think that's it for the Okay, I'm gonna try this again. All right, guys. If we don't have anything else, we are out of here. Thank you for joining us tonight. You guys are fantastic. This was Lola, Yadi, Justin, and Louis, Lady Gaga, Louise, whatever, one-eyed guy. It doesn't matter. Just call me. Don't call me. Just email me. Neither. All of our information is going to be down below. Click all the things. And always make sure to stay nerdy and be yourself. You guys are fantastic, as always. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, you stole my line.